Hello, my name is Michelle, and today I'm going to reflect upon my teaching using Bartlett's model of reflective teaching. The lesson I used was Elements of Art. My students had studied Elements of Art, had seen this in previous lessons, so I started off the lesson by eliciting prior knowledge from my students, asking them what were the different elements of art, and they raised their hand, and each student would name a different element. Another way of eliciting prior knowledge was on a piece of paper. I would say line, and they had to draw a line. I said shape, and they had to make different shapes. Form, they had to make values. Space, they had to frame the space it would use. So they were able to demonstrate that they knew the meaning of each of the components in art while they were making their own art. After that, students put together an abstract book. Since our previous lesson was about abstract art, students made their paintings using abstract art, where they put paint on a piece of paper, then they folded and pressed on it, they opened it, and they had their different creations. So we did this last class, and when it was dried, the next class, they put together their books. They were asked to name their paintings, put names for their paintings, and then write descriptive sentences. So this way we were linking vocabulary, because we were studying descriptive vocabulary and descriptive sentences. So we were able to link art and language arts. Conscious teaching was that I elicited prior knowledge. So this is something that I did through eliciting questions. I was asking them to give me the elements of art, and then I had them do it on a hands-on activity. So through a hands-on activity, they had to draw a line, a shape, a form, frame their work to space it. So this way I was seeing that they really understood what the elements of art were when they put it in practice, creating their own art. A routine was answering questions like, how do I say in English, or how do I spell, when they were writing their descriptive sentences. Another routine that I also used was having students share their work. So I always ask volunteers to come to the front of the class and volunteer to show their work. So I had some students come up to the class, show their paintings, and read their sentences of each of the paintings, their descriptive sentences. Contesting. I believe that students can build knowledge by creating and growing from there on. Like on this lesson, students created their own knowledge. So I believe that when you create something, you learn more out of it, because you made something from scratch, and then you build on from there. So I believe they internalize this, and they have a sense of ownership of their knowledge. Appraisal. A way that I could have done better would have been if at the end, when their books were ready, I could have paired them up so they would have shared their books with each other. So by pairing them up, it would have been a group activity that would have been very enriching for them to see everybody else's and not just theirs. So not just an individual gain, but a group gain, a group success. Acting. I need to be less teacher-centered. Sometimes, since my students don't have yet enough English, this is second grade, and they're building foundations in English, and they're starting to communicate with more elaborated sentences, just barely starting to communicate, from short phrases going on to more elaborated ones. So sometimes I don't let them express as much as they should, because I think they don't have enough English, and this is wrong. I should let them use their Portuguese and mix it with their English, with what they have, and just build whatever they can in English from what they have. And it doesn't matter if it's mixed with Portuguese, but I should let them create more. And sometimes I see that I want to model all the time, and I don't let them grow. So I have to let the class be more student-centered rather than teacher-centered. So that's all I have to say on my reflection using Bartlett's model of effective teaching. Thank you very much. Goodbye.